Hello, world.
Hello.
And we're back again. It is I, Ryan, aka Groundson's Corner, aka part of the Healing Chefs podcast. I am one of the co-hosts. Yes. Is that how that works? Yes. Ryan, here goes the anxiety and rambling. I am one of the hosts, and the other co-host
Hello.
is Hollywood Betty.
Hollywood Betty.
All right, thank you for showing up, everybody, the host and everything. So today, again, this is the Healing Chefs podcast. Healing chef coming from the word chief being a leader. Today's guest, I believe, just like every other guest that we have on here, is a leader in their own right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know him, now you do. It is Hades from Hades Apothecary. Ladies and gentlemen, how we
Thanks
doing,
for
brother?
having me. I appreciate it. Doing all right, man.
Hell
Had
yeah.
a nice trip up here.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Thank you very much for coming up. And real quick, though, can you explain to people a little bit about yourself? What is it that you do? Cannabis. But before we get into the segment, we'll talk about your cannabis use and stuff in the segment. But this is all about like what you do growing and whatnot.
Okay. So I work in the cannabis industry right now at a dispo.
Oh, okay.
But the main reason why I got into it is because there are a lot of people that don't really understand that there's more to cannabis than just THC.
Right.
It's the underlying thing.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing, like me, myself personally, for years, it was just getting stoned. And as I got older and, bodies break down, especially us veterans.
Oh, I'm living forever, dog. No, I'm broken in half.
It's all about your terpenes and your terpene profiles and the medicinal effects that they're actually able to afford you.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that like to smoke that don't really understand that concept.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main reasons why I'm out doing this is so I can actually go out and educate people to not only help them get higher, but to be able to help them at a medicinal level.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely for myself. And I found that a lot, and especially recently where I had a difference of an opinion with some people, but it's okay to have a difference. But what I pick for myself works well for me.
Right. But it may not work well for somebody else.
Yeah. It may be absolute trash to someone else.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? So you got to find what works for you. When I was a bud tender and we could actually let people smell this stuff. I would be like Toucan Sam, follow your nose.
Right.
Just like when you smell food, your body, what happens? Just like in the cartoons, you're like, and it kind of pulls you towards it.
Yep,
it's because
you float up and drooling after it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because your body's deficient in something, and it's like that. So when you smell this flower now, when you smell something and you hear that, or I'd be like,
absolutely,
listen to it. So absolutely, I'm
absolutely.
glad. Again, another great person in the industry actually looking to help medicinally, not just recreationally. But you can recreate too. That's just fun as hell.
And I'm actually more pointed towards my fellow medical patients and my veterans.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I actually want to help the most.
Well, I mean, and as another veteran, we appreciate that. You're a veteran too. Shout out for that. Appreciate your service, brother.
Thanks, man. You as well. Thanks for your support.
I mean that on a deeper level. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
With this military. The moment. It's all right. No need.
But so appreciate that. Let's go ahead and jump into the first segment, which is cannabis journey.
Okay.
All right. Let's hear this. All right. So cannabis journey is all about how you found cannabis yourself, and then how did you get to wanting to educate people medicinally?
So I actually started rolling long before I ever started smoking.
Okay.
Interesting.
My mom had one of her hands broken. She was a bartender at a club out in the east side of Cleveland.
Okay.
And she couldn't roll one-handed,
I've been to...
And since she had a son with two agile hands, hey, may as well teach him, family business and all that,
Yeah.
I probably started actually smoking right around high school.
Okay.
But it was like most
potheads
in that age group, just to escape and get away from things.
Yeah.
And it was
awkward feelings.
probably about 10 to 12 years ago when I actually started getting into it on the medicinal level and doing a lot of my research and talking to people and getting their input, what they thought about certain things, certain terpenes, certain strains, how it helped them, how it was, how it affected them both positively and negatively.
Okay.
And I honestly can say it's been a fun journey, man. I really enjoy it.
What pulled you in that different direction of almost using it in a recreational way to then migrating more towards the medicinal level?
Living a hard, fast life when I was younger. Right around the time I moved out west, I was starting to have a lot of pain in my lower back.
Yeah.
I had developed neuropathy in my left leg, and my anxiety and my depression got bigger, and I didn't want to get hooked onto pills and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
I didn't want to be like most of the population out there relying on pharmacies and pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Shit, the Army about got me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I threw my back out a couple times, being an artillery guy, and
Yep, I was artillery too, M1908s.
yeah, I was 109 Alpha 6, self-propelled, and 155 millimeter.
Wow.
If you guys can look that up, Paladins. We know what we're
I'll just
talking
be over
about.
here impressed.
Right?
We know what we're talking about. But yeah, I threw my back out plenty of times, and they would just give me bottles of Percocets. And
No,
I
Percocets are like candy, man. I was doing about 90 to 180 milligrams of morphine a day.
Bro, I was chewing like okay, have you ever heard of anybody in the military just getting 3 months off to sit at home?
No,
Yeah, I did.
it's not existent.
I did. And they were getting pissed at me, but I'm like, but my back was, and I couldn't do anything. But so in that time, I just had bottles, and I'm just sitting there playing Halo, and just
Chewing them like Skittles.
chewing them four at a time, like 20s, like 4 at a time. Just, and I would chew like so.
Chew them, not swallow them.
I would chew them so they would get in my system faster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Absorb it sublingually, like your gummies.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about that, but I knew from my days when I was younger, not in the Army, with ecstasy pills. If you chew them motherfuckers up, you get higher faster.
Life lessons.
People will be like, "Don't do it, guys." Oh shit.
let's stay away from that.
Don't do that stuff.
Right.
We all make mistakes.
Learn from our lessons.
But the science behind it was.
Oh yeah.
Was no, don't do that. But yeah, so pills are definitely a no-go. So yeah.
Yeah, I've actually I've been off the pills for 2 years in July.
Hell yeah, Doc.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, and shoot, you gotta be careful too. Nowadays, pills end up.
You don't know what the fuck's in them.
Man, I got railroaded. I don't know. I was in a very low point in time in my life, almost a year and a half ago, and someone convinced me to try something once, and I about died once.
Yep.
And then they asked me the next day. They asked me the next day if I wanted more. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like they literally tell you can try it and die, and I tried it and I basically died. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I need some mental health. Like, I need something to fix this because what am I doing? So yeah. It can lead to a very, very dark place.
It's a very slippery slope too.
Shout out to you and shout out to anybody else out there that's pulled yourself out, or if not, there's someone I'm sure around that'll pull you out. And just, you just gotta be ready for it.
Absolutely.
You gotta be ready for the change yourself.
Like I said, man, that's one of the reasons why HCA exists, so we can actually educate people and try to help get them off the pills.
Hell yeah, dog. Wow. Hell yeah. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and jump into the next segment, which is Trip Tales. A what?
29 stumps.
Run that.
29 palms.
Oh, okay.
It's a marine base out in the Mojave Desert.
Yeah.
Well, you know peyote only grows out of sandstone, right?
Yeah.
Now I do. I don't know much about peyote.
Yeah, peyote grows primarily out of sandstone. And one of like the first 2 or 3 trips we made out there, I found a bunch growing wild.
Wow.
And I took a pair of my cami trousers and tied them off down at the ankles and just started stuffing my bag with it. I know, not being Native American, that's a no-no.
Respect.
But
Yeah.
one of my staff sergeants saw me doing it. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Marine?" It's religious, sir. It's religious, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Because at the time I was a practicing pagan. I was like, can't do anything against you, man. So yeah, go ahead.
I had some soldiers, yeah. That were
So you gathered it up?
yeah.
Yep, gathered it up, dried it out, and basically lived off that for 4 years.
Interesting. How was that experience?
What the fuck?
It was
because how are you on the ground?
Very mind opening.
I bet.
I mean, at the time, you only really need maybe 1 or 2 buttons at best, and I only really did it when I was not on duty. But it was one of those
Yeah, that
things,
would be horrible to do on duty.
especially in what we were doing. You know, you got to have a very focused mind.
I don't know, man. I think about Vikings and berserking. We'll talk about that in a second.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. But no, I mean, I honestly feel that hallucinogenics are a great thing if it's done within moderation.
Setting intention.
Especially with like magic mushrooms and stuff like that. If you're doing that in a microdose, there's a tribe down in Mexico that grows magic mushrooms, and they microdose on a daily basis. They have one of the lowest crime rates in the world. They have the lowest amount of mental health disorders.
Wow.
The lowest amount of violence.
Yeah, I mean, because it's going to show yourself to you.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay for everything that you do.
Exactly. It's a very mind-opening experience. And like I said, if you're able to do it on a microdosing level, it helps with your anxiety. It helps with your depression. It helps you not escape, but it helps you open up your brain a little bit and actually face what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what a lot of more people need to be able to do this day and age.
Yeah. I mean, constantly nowadays it's trauma after other trauma and trauma and trauma and everything. Society's like, you have anxiety and you have problems, and like I think we're also creating our own problems by just like speaking them into existence.
It's also like on top of all that trauma, you just kind of shove it in the suitcase, right? You just carry this big suitcase around until it's too full and you can't close it anymore, and then you all of a sudden have this mental breakdown where others are like, oh, I didn't know you were carrying all that with you, or not dealing with this or that, or it looks a little different on the outside, but it's something to unpack and do all that organization with your mental health on your own and carry that suitcase in a lighter load.
That's something that this day and age is actually lacking a lot of. I mean, back when we were growing up, trauma recognized trauma. I mean, granted, we didn't talk about it because we were always taught, hey, shove that shit down.
Right.
Stuff it down with brown alcohol.
But
that's how I used
nowadays, our generation is able to actually see what's going on with people of our own age group. Like, hey, man, I know this went down, but we can actually sit down and talk about it like adults.
Yeah.
Right.
This is something that the younger generations don't really see anymore. They're more about safe spaces and stress cards, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, and
that's not going to help anybody, especially yourself.
Or just ghosting.
Right.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast recently, or today actually, and they're like, you know what you can really do is make like $3 billion if you wanted to, if you turned ghosting into some sort of spiritual thing.
Levitate out.
You're like, yeah. And peace be with you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. There you go. Oh, man. I grew up with that. I was like, it's I don't know, was that SNL or something?
Mad TV.
Mad TV. That's it, because I used to do that with the family a lot. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
That was definitely Saturday Night Live.
Thank you.
Was it Saturday Night Live?
Thank you. Somebody help. It was on TV, folks.
I knew it was one of those nighttime shows, though.
It was on a TV.
Memory unlocked.
That was it was a plane. They were on the plane. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, the flight attendant. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. You kids don't get it. I'm finally that age. You damn kids don't get it. So awesome. Yeah. Psychedelics, like for veterans. And I'm really trying with the VA right now to get them to see if they'll do the esketamine. Now it's not completely ketamine or whatnot, but I'm trying to see if they'll do that. Probably not. They're always like, that's drug-seeking behavior. I'm like, you're giving me drugs. Like, I don't want to take those drugs.
It's because it's not approved by the FDA.
Yeah.
Same with cannabis. The VA doesn't want veterans to smoke cannabis because it's not approved by the FDA.
But since
a lot of vitamin
I think it was about 2000.
Well.
Sorry, what?
Oh, there's a lot of vitamin and supplements that aren't fully regulated by the FDA that are sitting on nutritional counters at GNC, or any kind of healthcare stores.
Yeah, your Congress can't make money off of those pills. Gosh darn it!
Pretty much. Yeah.
I know about it. But yeah, so that's another thing. Trying to like that I've woken up a bit with psychedelics is learning more that. Again, being a chef, we need to heal from that. That's what we learned is originally the chef and everything was like all your meals and stuff were to replenish you,
right,
and everything like that. So we heal ourselves with natural things for natural reasons. Problem is nowadays we have all these unnatural fixes to symptoms instead of the problem.
Right.
Yeah. Let me get off of my.
Got to get back to basics, man.
Yes. Yeah, outside, ground, food, like air, sky, mountain.
And I think that's what's funny. That's what like psychedelics kind of do. Is like put you back down on the ground and realize what's important.
Absolutely, and makes you like want to get back to nature. I don't know. Like anytime I like trip or anything, anytime I see any fast food, I see through the lies. I'm like, that's not food.
Nope.
I'll take. You can even take a bite of stuff and be like, blah, blah, blah. that's. I don't know what that is, but that's not food.
I actually saw a commercial today for fucking dog food, and it was talking about how even animals shouldn't be eating any of that processed stuff. I mean, if you look at most of these fast food chains, it's all processed,
all of it,
and it's not good for you.
You're eating plastic and
figure the last month or so, I've actually moved out into my own place and started cooking for myself again.
Mm-hmm.
And I've probably lost about 15 to 20 pounds because of it.
Good for you.
And
the health journey.
Exactly. And I mean, it's not just a physical level either. When you're not eating all that processed shit, it helps your brain function too.
The mental clarity is like, it's a weird side effect that you're
it
like,
really is.
what?
But I mean, it's a great feeling.
It is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm repositioning myself this week to do the exact same thing because I've been trying to like save money, and because as a single guy, me buying a meal, it like is
feed you for a week.
Fast food, and for the most part, and the grocery store right now are competing with me because it's both the same fucking price.
Yep.
And me being a single guy and a stoner, if I buy that meal and just cook it and stuff, I'm probably eating that way faster than I need to anyway.
Like
so
98% of my meals are cooked at home.
Yeah, so I need. Yeah, that's a problem that I have to fix within myself, with my own life. So, definitely, that's something that'll help your brain out too.
Yeah,
so
it's been great, man.
Good.
It's actually let me see a lot of the things that I need to change within myself, not just on a physical level, but an emotional, a mental, and a spiritual level.
That leads right into our mental health section.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take a break real quick, and then we'll jump into mental health as wealth.
Habari Entertainment Films present There's Only One Name for News with Damon and Aisha. Habari Live Podcast. Habari Entertainment, a race against time. On a quest for glory. Habari News Weekly, HabariEntertainment.com. Catch us for more. Visit us, HabariEntertainment.com.
mental health is wealth.
Absolutely.
Be extremely painful for you. Sorry. So mental health is wealth. Obviously, that's something that we're talking about. Something as veterans that we deal with on a absolute daily basis. Shout out to all you veterans watching, listening. If you don't know any veterans, or if you Ryan talking, take 10, whatever. If you do know any veterans, please show them this, because we're trying to get as many veterans together to talk about these things. Because one of the things that I wanted to do to start this is have someone that looks like me, tatted up and everything, you know what I'm saying, to talk to about these kinds of things. Because even when I went to the VA, there was nobody there that looked like me.
Yeah.
Even the guest speakers, there's generations behind. But I appreciate them though. They're very good. I appreciate everybody that helped me though. So with that, how has all these different things, the peyote, the cannabis and everything, I know
health.
the mental health. How's that battle?
Well, I mean,
It sucks.
as of the last probably 15, 16 years, I haven't really done any hallucinogens.
Yeah.
It's been strictly cannabis for the last 2 years after I got off the pills and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been good, man. I utilize the entourage effect.
Okay.
So say, for example, you smoke a joint and then you eat an edible.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, it doesn't really hit until, say, you add that dab.
Mm.
Take a good rip off that, and then you're like, okay, now I'm effed up. Basically just stacking onto things.
Right.
But if you go about it through a terpene level, say you find something that's nice and floral, that's going to help with like back spasms, neuropathy, anxiety, depression, and stuff like that, and add something that's kind of spicy as an analgesic, not only are you adding on to the high, but you're adding on to those medicinal properties as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a huge benefit for me.
Wow.
Huge benefit.
I could learn some more. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my main terpenes are linalool, limonene, caryophyllene, humulene, and myrcene.
Wow.
Yeah, linalool is my number one. That gets me calm.
Yeah.
It gets me calm and kind of floaty.
I mean,
to be able to adjust.
To get on board with these names.
if when I'm at work and I get a customer say they have epilepsy or something like that, first thing I do is I suggest anything that's floral, lavender, lilac, rose, jasmine, any of those scents. Total anti-epileptic, man.
This is why I like blueberry, grape things and stuff, because even I was just in the hospital recently for my back because I have muscle spasms a lot. And what'll happen is my lower spine, where everyone else's curves, what happens, mine will just lock into place. And you can't.
Jack Herrera and Sour Diesel are two of the best strains for that, man.
Why do you think I said you can't have Sour Diesel? Oh yeah, that's one.
You're hugging the box.
Yeah,
it's mine.
It's all mine.
No, we're sharing this, but the Sour Diesel for sure is mine.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's
man.
interesting.
Yeah, Sour Diesel's a great strain for all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and also Sour Diesel. I also learned when I'm in those kind of like depressive kind of things, that'll also get me into the laughing and enjoying and energetic too.
Right, because of the anti-anxiety, antidepressant.
Yep.
But the other thing that a lot of people don't understand about terpenes like that is terpenes aren't found just in cannabis.
Yeah.
Terpenes are found in anything that produces chlorophyll, anything that's green.
Yeah, the linalool that's in lavender is the same linalool that's in DJ Short Blueberry.
Yeah. But it's also in the lavender plant, the lilac plant, the rose plant.
Well, yeah, that's why I was.
Use a little bit of oil and smell it, and it actually helps with those things.
Oh, wow.
It's like people that can't smoke cannabis or take edibles, but they need help falling asleep. I recommend lemongrass tea with a shot of local honey because it helps with the allergens from the local antihistamines, with a shot of lemon juice for the anti-anxiety, antidepressant properties.
Wow. I feel like I was doing that without really knowing what I was doing.
Yeah,
lemongrass
tea is
interesting.
rich in myrcene.
Interesting.
Write it down, everybody.
Yes.
I am.
Take notes.
But that's also one of the reasons why people drink beer too, because of that hops flavor.
Yep.
Myrcene is hops.
Yeah, that's what. That's something that's something I don't.
That's a something. That's a something.
I love it. That's something I learned in culinary school as we were learning about spirits,
Right?
And we were making some spirits. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about, but we were in that class, and they actually had bags of hops and passing around, and I was the first one they handed to. I'm like, I know what that is. I know that smell.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, 35 and 1/8, guys. And they're like, what? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
Probably get about 4 ounces worth of beer out of it, but hey, man, 35 and 1/8, come on down.
Yeah, let's go. But put that money in my hand. Yeah, I know. Shout out to weed and hops. At one point in time, both were great in my life. We just don't play with the hops anymore.
Nope. 15 years this August, man.
Hell yeah!
Congratulations.
August 13th.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
Proud of you, Doc. Yeah, that's rough. Because that's an easy one. Yeah, it's an easy one to get right back into.
Oh yeah.
Access. Shout out to you for that. Well, yeah, with the mental health and everything, I myself, like I tell people with ketamine and stuff, but like therapy for me really is what's been helping. But again, I have to deal with the VA. VA recently took away my therapist, so I'm trying to fix that.
No,
but it's a constant battle with them. I'm going to keep kicking their ass.
That's all you can do, man.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people there that want to help too.
Right.
So, like this is something that I've learned is changing your perspective. You can focus on all the negative stuff, but that's only going to lead you into those lower vibrational things and anger and despair.
Right.
So if you again check your gratitude, see what you're happy for, find those people. Again, when you project a certain way, you're going to bring those people. And when you find
it's the laws of attraction, man.
Yeah,
and then
vibrational pull.
Another thing that you guys maybe should start doing more, like I started doing more in this past year, is setting up boundaries. Like there's sometimes when there's people that you may even care about, but at times that
they're toxic.
Well,
right.
Maybe not even they're not themselves toxic, but maybe it just doesn't work in the situation that you're in, and you guys are just different points in your life, and you kind of have to separate and do things and so on and so forth. But anybody in my life always has a way back in because I know I fucked up a lot.
Right? Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I can be forgiven ever, everyone can be forgiven. Not that they need to be forgiven or something like that, but there's always a way back is what I'm trying to say. I always mess up my words.
I actually had some things happen over the course of the last 30 days, and I woke up one morning, went into work, and I was talking to a customer, and they were telling me, how shitty of a day they were having. And I looked at him and I was like, you know what? Today is better than yesterday. Tomorrow is better than today. You're looking at the daisies. You're not looking at its roots.
Wow.
And something just clicked into my head, man. It's like, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it's been something that I've been basically telling myself on a daily basis now. Just to keep that positive mental attitude, to be able to keep myself one foot in front of the next.
I'd like to add on to that. What I do now, I do something similar, but do we all remember the feeling of when we would in school when we would go on like a field trip?
That excitement,
the new rush sort of feeling.
That rush. You know why you felt that? Endless possibilities.
Yeah.
Man, the greatest things are about to happen. I don't know what it is, but we're just gonna do it. We're gonna, you know what I mean? And it's just like your brain is just being creative and just going and everything, and you're allowing yourself to be that.
Yeah.
So when I start to get to that anger and shit like that, I'm like, whoa, pull it back, and then try to apply that to it, and then that often changes my perspective, and helps me be again grateful.
Gratitude is the attitude.
So yeah,
take 5 to 10 seconds, take a deep breath,
right, slow
reflect
down.
on what's going on, and get back into your thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we get so like even like I'll get mad going around doing deliveries or something like that. And I'll just feel like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
what am I mad about? Like, I don't have a boss telling me to do anything right now.
It's that power of the pause, just the
Right.
power of just taking that pause moment and allowing yourself to do that is something that can be really helpful, and just that reset of where am I at? Okay, why am I
Absolutely.
feeling this feeling?
Yeah, and like one of the things that I like to look at is how my actions are affecting others, and then especially like when I go to do these deliveries and these like, customer service people are just stressed out. I've put it in my story recently that I showed up and this lady was just like, you had to. I'm like, no. And she like turns to me, comes back. I'm like, I'm here for the beer. I was at a fast food restaurant. And she just like stood and she's kind of like for a second was like, and then she like laughed and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just like, I see you're having a rough day. Like,
Yeah.
I hope,
You had to laugh.
She's like, yeah, we're having trouble. And I'm like, yeah, I bet. Like, but have a good day. So just like you need, like I try to tell people, be the change.
Yeah.
Be that person that you want to treat you better. Be that person for somebody else.
Yeah, you're the cause of the change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. Hell yeah. So we'll go ahead and jump into last segment, which is plug talk. Do a bunch of promo. Sorry, we were talking about another podcast, Trailer Park Boys. That's so funny. He says so many stupid things. I think it's starting to wear off.
Honestly, I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
Oh man, it's I listen to it when I'm out driving and stuff because it's the whole thing's not hilarious, but there'll be like one thing that'll be in there, and I'll just die laughing because like recently I'm not going to tell the joke or whatever, but because it's very vulgar, but I just felt like it was army guy or military guys like joking with each other, and I was dying driving. I'm like, I might have to pull over right now. This is ridiculous. But yeah, so
I think they were at a cannabis convention recently. They pop up there.
Oh shit! If they're around here, dude, I'm gonna go.
Or they're the one in Vegas recently.
I'd go see them. I don't know.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was like bubbles.
I've cooked for like some. I'm trying to sound like a dick, but I've cooked for some celebrities and stuff like that, and I've never been that excited to like go run and see them because I know it. Like I've seen people go and run and do that to them.
Sure, yeah.
And then I've seen the aftermath of when that person leaves, and I'm like, ha, because that's their home away from home and everything, and I don't ever like when they're backstage and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, but I don't like being that guy. So I was always like, hey,
totally casual. Yeah. It's just this is fine. This is just what I do.
Keep on going.
Metallica. You're Metallica.
You're another person.
You're
just a human with a guitar. It's fine.
Name dropping. But yeah. So Plug Talk is all about promotion. You want to tell the people a little bit more about, I don't know where my language comes from, my accents. But you want to tell them a little bit about Hades Cannabis Apothecary?
So we actually started back in October. This has been a dream of mine for probably about 15 to 20 years.
Dope.
I've always wanted to be in cannabis. I used to grow back home in Ohio. And of course, back in the day, man.
Are you what fan are you?
I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Roll Tide.
Oh hell no!
I'm an Alabama fan, boy.
Total Buckeye, man.
Roll Tide.
Total Buckeye.
Roll Tide. Roll motherfucking Tide. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
But like I said, man, I always knew that there was more to cannabis than just THC. I knew that there was properties because, I mean, watching your parents and their friends growing up, you saw that once they medicated, their whole persona changed.
Yeah.
They got more laid back, a little bit calmer, stuff like that. And I saw the opportunity and finally had the means to do so. Went online, picked out seeds, not because of the names of the strains, but because of the terpene profiles that they were able to afford.
Nice.
And
do you remember your first strains?
Back in the day or now?
One of each.
Because back in the day, man, I just had a bunch of seeds. The old school Mexi brickweed, you know.
Yeah.
When you had
No
more
names.
seeds than actual weed in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, nowadays,
get the seeds to fall out.
a couple of the first few strains that we had started growing was LSD, Trainwreck, Bruce Banner, Girl Scout cookies,
GSC. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out cookies. Shout out GP.
I've always been a big fan of the LSD strain.
I'm a big fan of LSD altogether.
I was first introduced to that and Lamb's Breath up in Colorado.
Lamb's Breath. Yes.
Lamb's Breath. It makes my autism so happy.
Hell yeah. That's that Jamaican strain. Well, everyone says that's a Jamaican strain.
No, I've heard a few people tell me that it was one that Snoop Dogg originally endorsed. But
I think it was also a favorite, like a lot of stories and like about Bob Marley, like in Lamb's Breath and stuff when people go down for like land races.
But it's one of those strains that not only relaxes you on a physical level, but it also relaxes your mind and opens up your brain a little bit.
Yeah,
I
might fire that thing up.
Living in a hotel room, and I got a Millennium Falcon set from Lego from a friend of mine that was living down here in Phoenix.
Yeah, and them shits are expensive.
1,800 pieces, and I put it together in less than 8 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's that dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. So yeah, learned how to. That's something that I said early in my cannabis journey is that cannabis. When I found it, I was like, that's the puzzle piece I've been missing.
That's the missing link.
I'm like, oh shit. If I do this, I'm fucking good with about everything.
Right?
I'm like, how the hell am I? What the hell?
It helps make that give a fuck a little bit easier.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I find a few when I smoke weed. I find a few fucks to give.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
quite a few actually.
A little bit more than not.
A lot more than not. A lot more than not.
Put them in your pocket.
Hold them on. Like, well, we're out right now.
Oh yeah, the field is barren.
Yeah, we'll have to smoke more. Awesome. And do you have anything that you have promo going on?
Right now, on a more of a personal level, I've had to take a step back from everything. So I'm actually on the verge of setting up my next phase of girls.
There you go.
And we're probably going to be working on doing, got some seeds from a friend of mine through another friend of his through a company called Ruga Montedo.
Okay.
One of the strains that they have is Funky Kong, and it's actually a PTSD strain.
Wow.
It's designed specifically for PTSD and anxiety and stuff like that.
That's fantastic.
And that's going to be one of the strains that I'm going to be growing along with. I'm going to drop a couple more of the LSD because those actually turned out pretty good on the first phase.
I have some LA Devils lettuce, pineapple cheesecake breath.
I've got the pineapple cheesecake breath. The F3 is from Mr.
Oh,
Boofman.
Yeah. I'm making sure that strain gets around.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's going to be one of the ones I'm dropping too.
I sent some out to the Santa Cruz boys too.
Right on.
Allegedly.
Well, one of the things that I've realized is that growing back in the day versus growing now indoors, the game has completely changed. Back in the day, you take a couple seeds, throw it in the dirt, water it on a regular, and it just does its thing. Nowadays, with all the crossbreedings and the genetics and everything like that, every strain grows differently.
And they're little. They're not as hardy in the genetics,
and they're very temperamental.
That's what I mean.
Very temperamental.
And I don't know that much. You could fill a thimble with them as much as I know. I mean, I know about smoking, I know about terpenes and stuff like that, but the legitimate growing and stuff, it's a science. I'm gonna have to fail and learn here.
It is a science.
Absolutely, it's a science. It's a living being too.
Because I mean, not only do you have to worry about different plants require different amounts of light, they require different humidity levels, different amounts of watering, because like you said, some plants are hardier than other plants. Some plants need more water, some plants need less water.
Yeah.
Some plants need more nutrients.
Living and breathing.
Yeah.
And a lot of, and then also through what you like, all the breeding and whatnot, but also all the cloning and whatnot. Down the line, it gets watered out, and then you're growing terpenes.
Yeah, it dumbs down your plants, man.
Right. Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I prefer to utilize the photosynthesis.
Nature fights back.
Knows what to do.
Photosynthesis is the best way to do it, man. If you actually grow throughout the rotation of the sun, you'll have no problems.
See, this is what I was thinking, and something to bounce off of you. And if you guys are thinking about growing, I was thinking about waiting to start, like maybe get my stuff starting end of next month, but maybe not starting growing until a fall time. Because one, it's already about to be summer and electricity is going to go up regardless.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then with flower, like trying to grow and everything, that's going to be an exponential thing. And then it's going to be even harder to keep a room at a certain temperature and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to postpone that a bit, so start picking up my pieces, but then start maybe in the start of fall or something.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I learned is that if you have a good filtration unit and you have fans that are actually keeping that air rotating, the air doesn't get hot, it doesn't grow stagnant. As long as your humidity stays between 60-70%, that's your sweet spot. And that's actually really, really easy to maintain.
Okay. Awesome. Something for me to think
about. I am in love with this logo. I think that this is just a nice plastic on it. But check out your page. Where can they find you?
So on Instagram, we are at hades.cannabis, Hades. I don't understand why people can't spell it. It's
Hades.
Pretty simple. But one of the main reasons why I chose Hades is because he's one of those underappreciated gods from back in the day. And the owl actually has great symbolism. In the animal kingdom, 99% of the owls are under the goddess Athena, who is the goddess of wisdom. There's only one owl who isn't, and that's the screech owl. He's under the domain of the god Hades.
Interesting.
So we got Hades from that. The cannabis, obviously.
Fuck your authority is what he said.
And the purple in the mask is a tribute for my mom.
Oh,
that was her favorite color.
Absolutely love it. I love it when everything makes sense.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
This is actually our spring shirt. I actually have 3 more designs that I have set up for summer, fall, as well as winter.
Where can they check that out?
Right now, I just have the pictures on my Instagram page.
Okay.
But I do want to give a shout out to Lexi Coco Works.
Shout out
on Instagram. She's actually the lady that designed these shirts for me and got everything made up.
Oh yeah,
beautiful
and
job.
She does very, very clean work, man.
Nice.
If it wasn't for her and her husband Chevy and her brother from Army Ghetto Familia, I'm not sure if you've heard of them or not.
No, sorry.
If it weren't for those 3 folks right there, Hades Cannabis never would have been able to host the first event that we did back on 420.
Oh yeah, shout out.
I definitely want to give mad props to them.
Good.
Oh yeah, man.
That's one of the things
teamwork.
I love about the 420 community nowadays, man. It's a lot more open.
Yeah,
you know.
The only reason I laugh at community is because I just think of certain things that have happened throughout the community. Like even myself working at dispensaries.
Yeah.
At one, I'm not going to say the name of the place, but at one I was let go because allegedly they thought I was selling edibles. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? And what they told me was that's illegal. I'm like, what? Everything we're doing right now is illegal. What the fuck are you talking about? So, and those are the same people that will be out in the community, being like, the community, and they'll fuck up your whole life by that, and then they'll blacklist you, and then so on and so forth. So sometimes I laugh at community. I know we're trying to build our own, and
you find those people.
We're trying to find our community and bring them back.
That tribe and that support, and
exactly
just takes those lessons, unfortunately, to learn not to burn your hand on the stove.
Right.
Awesome. So you have anything coming up? You said no, you're growing and whatnot. You have those different strains and whatnot.
Right now, I'm just trying to get my grow back up and running.
Oh yeah.
Man. Like I said, I had to put things on the back burner for about a month or so.
It's okay. We'll have you back out when you get things up and going and stuff like
I'd love
that.
to.
And hey, maybe at some point in time, do a little like grow walkthrough or something like that. Maybe cut some little some content, whatnot.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
One of the things,
more production.
Well, one of the things that I would actually like to do is once I get everything established, is I found out there's a way to actually have cameras put into your grow room, and you can actually have people go online and click on the link and just sit there and watch them grow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Monetize that.
Yeah.
Boom.
Got to make money somehow, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch, to be honest.
It is.
The process, it's all different phases, and it's just really nice to see.
At the end, you could do like, what do they call that? Fast forward shit? Time lapse.
Time lapse, yeah.
What do they use me
I was actually
to what you put in your bowl, you know?
I was going through my photos the other day, and we literally started at the end of September, and I was looking at the pictures from the little itty bitty sprouts to where they were when we actually harvest them, and it's like, wow, man, I can't believe that it's gone from that to that.
Yeah,
it's like
those babies.
That's so cool.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah,
you nurture that.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Should I grow? Should I wait? Should I grow? Should I wait? Should I grow?
You'll find the calling.
And honestly, man, that was probably one of the other things that actually helped me out on the anxiety and the depression levels, is actually getting my hands in the soil.
Yes.
And actually working with the plants and doing the trimming and sitting there at night talking to them and singing with them, smoking with them.
Yeah, I love that.
It's therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I do that with my cat already. So, I mean, bring the plants.
and plants don't talk back.
Right.
Well, my cat doesn't either. Yeah, she does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they all do.
Feisty.
They all do.
She really only is like, feed me now, idiot.
She's your emotional support athlete.
I'm her support. I'm her food support. Yes. Human.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but absolutely no. She's actually my whatever license or whatever emotional support animal. Yeah.
Nice.
She's really helped me as a veteran go from like with a dog, and like I never wanted a cat. My ex got the cat and I kept the cat, but with a cat, I have to be calm.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'll never see that cat or anything. And then it also brought me down and broke me down a bit from being that kind of mean asshole veteran to be like, that's a little life. And you'll catch me sometimes going, hey, Raver Dinder or something goofy like that. And I'm like, what am I doing?
You ready for Din Din Boo Boo?
I'm like, oh my God.
I'm the only one in here.
They turned me into this. But no, yeah. So it's taught me that. So yeah.
A little softness.
Yeah. Awesome. So I appreciate you. Yeah, and we'll definitely tap back in. We'll do some stuff, and maybe if you have another event or something, we'll be a part of that. Or something like that.
I am in the process of talking to a few people and hopefully trying to get something situated. But once I actually do get my next harvest lined up and ready to rock and roll, I'll definitely be putting some more stuff out there and ringing some more bells, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Dope, great. Man. Awesome message. Awesome purpose. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks again for your service, brother.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
All right. So, and I love the knowledge about the terps and stuff. It's something that we really need to be educating.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if anybody ever has any questions, man, like I said, I'm at Hades.cannabis. It'll pop up Hades Cannabis Apothecary. Feel free to just shoot me a message.
Heck yeah, man.
Great.
I love helping people.
Yeah, we're all accessible. Tap in, and we'll talk to you. But let's go ahead and shout out again, Hollywood Betty. Shout out Hades Cannabis. Shout out Boominati, Sin City Seeds. Eventually, I'm going to grow. I have a strain that we named in Arizona. I don't know if you've heard that. Let me tell it. They had a competition a couple of years ago, and it's a cross between GMO and their Blue Power.
Okay.
I entered the name Nuclear Power. That won. So we named one of their strains. So I want to grow that and get that going in the valley.
Nice.
So as soon as I get that going, I want to practice on some other stuff first.
Absolutely.
But then once I get it nailed down, I'm going to grow that stuff and I'll start getting cuts out to everybody.
There we go.
No charge.
Sounds fun.
Flood
Look
it.
forward to it.
Flood it.
Open the gates.
There'll always be more weed. All right. Shout out to Pheno Rich, Tribute Terpenes, Mexican Nightmare, Pot Buddha, Papadelic, Pause Consumption Arise, Marijuana, Psychedelics, Habari Entertainment, HabariEntertainment.com, Man with Fat 420 from earlier, Jars from Vars. And if you can, we like to do a live premiere and chat on Tuesday at 5 p.m. If you can be there, cool. If not, no worries. But we will be.
I'm actually off work that night, man.
Tuesday it is. We have one Monday, one Tuesday.
Destined to be. So, yeah, Monday, 5 p.m. with Christopher, and then Tuesday at 5 p.m. with Hades. All right.
Rocking and rolling.
Thank you. Big shout out to all the watchers, listeners, and everything out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, subscribe, like, follow, hit the notifications, make your family watch it.
Share it.
Share. All right, awesome. Tap in, smoke up, trip out. Love y'all.
Stay blessed.
Here's a good one.